Good evening. I'm Brian Yacono. Amanda Hill's on assignment today. Last month, the Maine Department of Environmental Protection approved the expansion of Maine's largest landfill. Casella, which operates that facility, is planning to add 12 million cubic yards to Juniper Ridge to fulfill the waste needs of our state. Well, after a review, the Maine DEP determined that the expansion would provide a substantial public benefit and promotes environmental justice. But the Conservation Law Foundation and Penobscot Nation disagree. They are appealing that decision, filing a lawsuit against the Maine DEP. News Center Maine's Katie Delaney has our story.
I'm worried about the health consequences.
Chuck Lighthizer, who's included in the lawsuit, says things have changed in the nearly 40 years he's lived in his old town home. He says because of pollution from Juniper Ridge, he can't do some of his favorite activities anymore, like eating local fish and fiddleheads and cross-country skiing and hiking.
When it smells that bad, you know it's not good for you and you don't want to be outside in it.
The Penobscot Nation is concerned about the contamination of the Penobscot River, which is sacred to the Penobscot people. In a statement, Penobscot Tribal Chief Kirk Francis says it carries life, culture, and history for our people. The continued contamination from this landfill endangers that legacy and puts the health of our community at risk. The Conservation Law Foundation argues that exposure to PFAS from the landfill and air pollution would increase with the expansion of Juniper Ridge.
Challenging this decision is not just about protecting the environment. It's about safeguarding the future and ensuring justice for the communities most impacted.
The Maine DEP says it can't comment on pending litigation. A representative for Casella said in a statement, CLF continues to spread false narratives about operations at the facility. These organizations continue to be detrimental to moving Maine forward. In its ruling last month, the DEP said to mitigate environmental concerns, Casella must install a system to treat PFAS that comes from the landfill. CLF and the Penobscot Nation said in their filing that if the court does not decide to reverse the Maine DEP's approval, they ask that the court requires the DEP to make this condition more strict.
And we feel we have to stand together to demand accountability and ensure that sustainable and forward-thinking solutions take precedence.
Hoping that the court will rule in their favor.
Worried about what we're leaving for the next generations.
In Old Town, Katie Delaney, News Center, Maine.
The closely contested race to represent Maine's 2nd congressional district is still up in the air tonight, more than a week after Election Day. Neither incumbent Democrat Jared Golden or his Republican challenger Austin Theriault reached more than 50% of the vote. That triggered a ranked choice runoff, and state election officials have been tabulating those votes for most of this week. A representative with the Secretary of State's office told us less than an hour ago that they have reached the final stages of tabulation and may have those final results soon. We spoke to Theriault's campaign manager yesterday, who said even if the result isn't what his candidate is hoping for, Austin Theriault still has a future in politics.
I'll say this, Representative Theriault is a young man, 30 years old, ran a heck of a campaign against a 3-term incumbent, got outspent by 4 million we know of. I'm sure it's going to be more than that in all the numbers that run. I can just say I believe personally, someone who's been in campaigns for a long time, no matter what, Representative Theriault has a bright political future ahead.
We have a crew there in Augusta. We, of course, will keep you updated on the tabulation and those results as soon as we learn more about how those numbers shake out. Senator Susan Collins was in Vassalboro today at the Maine Criminal Justice Academy delivering the keynote address at the graduation of 12 Maine State Troopers. It was there where the Republican confirmed to our crew she does plan to run for re-election in 2026. She also addressed questions regarding President-elect Donald Trump's picks for his cabinet. Senator Collins says it's premature to take a position on any nominee before the public hearing process begins. She is also reacting to Donald Trump's team skipping FBI background checks for some of those nominees.
The FBI has extensive experience in doing background checks on nominees. This has been the standard procedure for a very long time, and I expect that that's what the Senate will want to see.
When asked how she will work with another Trump administration, Senator Collins says it is her job to look out for the interests of Mainers, regardless of who is president. Well, as Thanksgiving nears, food pantries around the state are working to provide meals to those in need. In order to meet that greater need around the holidays, food pantries rely on donations from organizations, individuals, and businesses to stock their shelves. Neighbors Supporting Neighbors Community Pantry in Herman and Loaves and Fishes in Ellsworth are just two of the many organizations fighting food insecurity, looking to help dozens of people serve a Thanksgiving meal.
Here in Hancock County and here in Maine, there is a great deal of food insecurity.
Just to be able to help those people in the community, people around you, your neighbor, your friend, your relatives, their relatives, you never know who might be struggling. And there's a lot of reasons why somebody could be, needing a little bit of help right now.
Neighbors Supporting Neighbors Community Pantry will be giving out Thanksgiving boxes November 25th from 10 to noon. That'll be at the Penobscot Snowmobile Club in Herman. Loaves and Fishes Food Pantry in Ellsworth will be giving out those Thanksgiving dishes November 20th, 22nd, and 25th from 9:15 to 12:30. Ryan Breton joins us with a look at your forecast. We originally thought this was going to be a kind of a bummer of a weekend, but it looks much better now, Ryan.
Yeah, especially Sunday still looks really good, Brian, and tomorrow won't be all that bad either. Today really is split state. Southern and western Maine, lots of sunshine. Central Maine, more cloud cover, a lot of clouds, and even some showers in eastern and northern Maine. Most of this is drying up as it's coming into the Bangor region, but we have a chilly rain falling up in the county right now. Only 38 in Caribou, 37 in Holton, but much warmer to the south, where we saw some sunshine today. Still 54 in Wiscasset, and we're at 52 degrees right now in Portland. Big storm offshore that backed up toward us today doesn't make too much more progress to the west, and the air tomorrow will be drier. So while we'll have some clouds, other than a spotty shower, it should be mainly dry tomorrow. So we'll bring you through this evening. Central and southern Maine, partly clear skies. You'll be able to see the full moon there. Otherwise, eastern and northern Maine, more clouds with a few spotty showers. By tomorrow morning, it's mostly cloudy, and I think that in central and eastern Maine tomorrow, a lot more cloud cover, while over southern Maine, it will be a little bit more bright coming up tomorrow. So high temperatures either side of 50 tomorrow, a bit cooler to the north, and then all of us have sunshine on Sunday with highs in the low to mid 50s. We'll take a look at the extended forecast and more all coming up, Brian.
Looking forward to it, Ryan. Thanks so much. Before we head to our first break, we wanted to let you know how much money you helped raise during our Honor Flight Maine telethon yesterday. Once our telethon wrapped up last night, you helped us raise more than $225,000 to send veterans to Washington, D.C. to see their memorials. That money will be able to pay for 226 veterans to visit the nation's capital. A big thank you to all of you who donated. Your help and generosity will help so many veterans. We are, by the way, still taking donations through the end of the month. You can find a link to donate on News Center Maine website. Well, a major U.S. automaker announcing another round of layoffs today. We'll have the details just ahead in your evening rush. And later, a look at data from a recent study on a growing trend in preschools across the country.